What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely morning? It's your boy Reg in the building. The album I am about to review today is Too Short. This is actually his ninth studio album, Cocktails, which was released in 1995 on Jive Records. Singles album is known for. It came out with, I want to say, two singles, and those are and Cocktails and Paystyle. Guest appearances include Ant Banks, Shorty B, Spearhead, The Dangerous Crew, B Turner, Too Short, and L.A. Dre. And guest appearances include Ant Banks himself, Malik, Malik and Jamal from Illegal. The group Illegal that was affiliated with the Hit Squad and shit like that. You guys know who Jamal is. Dropped that album, Last Chance No Breaks, and ironically in '95 too. Baby D, the Dangerous Crew, Tupac, MC Breed, rest in peace to both Pac and Breed, and Father Dom, and Freddie B. Alright, so after the release of Getting Where You Fit In, which came out in '93, which I reviewed like I want to say around December, January, um, one of those months and shit. After the release of Getting Where You Fit In, Too Short, he made a cameo in the movie Menace to Society, classic movie that starred Lorenz Tate, Tyron Turner, MC8, and so on and so on, Jada Pinkett. Um, and so around like '94, he had actually relocated to Atlanta and shit like that. And around this time, he relocated to Atlanta, and he started like experimenting with live instrumentation. And believe it or not, this is actually the first rap album where it's like a live band with a solo rapper and shit like that. Believe it or not. And so yeah, and it's crazy too because of the fact that around this time too, he was getting like a lot more popular around this time and shit like that. As you can tell, like in this album, he has like a lot more diverse guest appearances. Like he's collaborating from cats from Illegal. Then he's doing songs with like Pac and Breed and so on and shit like that. Um, but just to keep it a buck, it's still like the same. It's still the same Too Short. It's still the same pimpin' shit. But I want to say like when it comes to this album, I want to say this is probably his most focused album and shit like that. But I'm gonna talk more about that once I review the album and shit. Very dope album cover. Like very dope album cover. Like you just have like the freaks all over, and you got like the cocktail drinks and shit like that. And it's kind of crazy too because Too Short actually talked about the album cover, and he pretty much wanted like a concept for the album cover and stuff like that. And he was like saying like if the album cover is gonna be dope, then the songs are definitely gonna be dope and shit like that. And so the reason why he called the album Cocktails like this was because of the fact that he was at an airport and he went to a bar and shit like that, and the bar was actually called Cocktails and stuff like that. And oh shit, yeah, sorry about that. I had to fix my webcam and shit like that. Yeah, like as I was saying and shit like that. He got the name Cocktails after going to this bar and shit like that at an airport. And ironically, I think it was called Cocktails and shit like that, but he spelled it like Tails and shit like that. So yeah, that's just a little something I don't throw out there and shit like that. yeah, this dope album cover, like I said. You guys know whenever you see like a Jive Records release and shit like that, you always have to order in like that to get some of the merch and shit like that, merchandise. Alright, 12 songs. Let's get this shit started. Alright, track number one, Ain't Nothing Like Pimpin'. Pretty nice way to start off the album and shit like that. You know, just too short. Just too short talking that shit when it comes to like pimping and shit like that. Yeah, very dope project. Very dope song and shit like that. This is one line where he said, makes me the motherfucking president. I'll make the White House a whole house with all the pimps to just set up shops like they do in Vegas. Legalize pimping for all the players. Putting finance bitches on the streets in the hood. Every year a nigga trade for a new Fleetwood. I just love it the way he was flowing on that shit right there. It's called Ain't Nothing Like Pimpin'. Track number two, Cocktails. You can I pretty much call this like Freaky Tales, like with a 95 twist to it and shit like that. Yeah, this was produced by Shorty B. Love this fucking track right here. That fucking beat, the bass line on that fucking beat was so dope. I just love that beat and shit like that. Just Short Dog, doing his fucking shit, running by like, all the girls, he had freaky experiences with and shit. The video was pretty dope too. And one the interesting thing about the video was the fact that two things, like it was actually like a real house party and shit like that, and they just fucking did a video for that. And ironically, if you pay attention to the video, he used the same Cadillac that he used in the I'm Player video off the Get In Where You Fit In the album and shit like that. So just something I would throw in there just for all my too short hairs and shit like that. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's fucking Cocktails. Track number three, Can I Get a Bitch, featuring Amp Banks, which I want to say that's actually playing in the background and shit like that. I mean, anytime Too Short and Amp Banks get together, whether it's Banks with rapping, producing, or either or and shit like that, it's always a good ass feeling and shit like that. Um, Can I Get a Bitch? Definitely a very dope track and shit like that. Amp Banks definitely went in on this fucking track right here where he says, I like the line where he says, so nigga just love this with no player Haitian, cause we get respect all over the nation. Still in this to win this, so you can pretend this. Beat this like my dick in your mouth until I'm finished. Like, yeah, very dope and shit like that. This is Amp Banks and Too Short with Can I Get a Bitch? Um, Track number four, Coming Up Short. Coming Up Short, man. Again, it's one of those pimping tracks and shit like that. Pretty much just talking about how, these females, coming up short and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty solid track. Not one of my faves, but pretty solid. Track number five, Things Change. Things Change, pretty much another dope track where Short Dog is talking about how things in the past isn't what it is like today and shit like that, and he's basically saying how motherfuckers would lose who they really are just to get what they want these days and shit like that. That's basically the way I see it. Things Change features Illegal and Baby D. Yeah, man, very dope track. Man, everyone did their thing on this one and shit like that. Everyone definitely did their thing on this one. Like Mr. Malik, I like Mr. Malik's last verse on this shit right here, especially when he says, Kiss Satava and the biscuits I drop. Motherfuckers know I come down and show me. I don't really care from the front or the rear. Word to your mother, I'm about to smother and smear a lie. I just love that shit. I wish Jamal would have dropped a longer verse, but it is what it is and shit. Track number 6, Pay Style. One of my favorite, probably my favorite track off this album and shit like that. Um, yeah, the Dangerous Crew definitely did a thing on the production on that one. Very, very, very dope track. It's kind of like one of those autobiographical slash warning you whack MCs kind of tracks, just short dog just going in and stuff like that. Kind of comparing like to like In the Trunk off the Shorty the Pimp album and stuff like that. But like I said, with the '95 twist, just him just talking about how he rapped all his life and shit like that. How he was like the first rapper to be talking about that pimp shit, which I have to fucking agree on that part, cause like a lot of these rappers that came after Short Dog, they try to adapt that pimp persona and shit like that, but Too Short was really the one that did it. He laid the groundworks on that, in my opinion, and shit like that. I like the line where he says, "Sound like Snoop Dogg, then you switch to Tretch, bit the far side, then a tribe called Quest, and you got no respect for me. Is that right? Well, jump your ass on the train, watch your backpacks with your backpack tight." And it's kind of crazy too, because motherfucker would just definitely jump from style to style to style to style. They would just jump style to style to style and pretty much and shit like that. And they'll just lose who they are and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to chase after what's popping, what's popular at that time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And just Too Short is just him saying how authentic he is and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, definitely, definitely a very dope track. Definitely a very dope track and shit like that. That's Pay Style. Um, Track number 7, Giving Up the Funk. Yeah, this is like the Dangerous Crew posse cut, the obligatory Dangerous Crew posse cut. This time it features, Breed, who's on the intro, Pee Wee, Ant Banks. Oh wait, Breed actually did a verse here too and shit like that. Let me stop. Yeah. Um, like I said, I definitely have to say like Too Short and Ant Banks. I think, like I said, they all did a thing, but Short Dog and Ant Banks definitely was on some shit with here. They were like definitely on rare form with this one. Too Short talking about it ain't cool, don't come with that shit. I'll fuck that fat ass from the back, bitch. Tapping that ass like Gregory Hines. You can have this dick, but them legs is mine. Like, very dope line about the Gregory lines and shit like that. That the entertainer, tap dancer and shit like that. Rest in peace to Gregory Hines, by the way. Yeah, man, definitely a very, very, very dope track right here. Track number 8, Top Down. Again, another dope track. And Banks produced this track right here, and that beat is so dope, man. Fucking dope ass beat. Yeah, very dope. Track number 9, We Do This. This features MC Breed, Father Dom, and Tupac. Yeah, again, another pretty nice posse cut and shit like that. Pretty nice posse cut, and we're talking about, females and shit like that. Yeah, man. And definitely, y'all should definitely know, like, MC Breed and Pac definitely had, like, a very close friendship and shit like that. They've done that song, Gotta Get Mine off the, damn, I don't even, I'm not even the biggest Breed fan like that. I haven't even peeped up, so I gotta look up what album that song "Gotta Get Mine" is from and shit like that. So while I do that, yeah, definitely a very dope track. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Pac went in on this shit. Like Pac definitely went in on this shit right here. I don't know. I just felt like he kind of did go a little off top, but at the same time, it's Tupac and shit like that. Yeah, the album is called The New Breed that came out in '93. Yeah, I gotta definitely check MC Breed out. Definitely check some of his shit though. You know what I'm saying? And also a little trivia too, and shit like that. About MC Breed, the song "Gotta Get Mine." When they recorded the track "Gotta Get Mine," that's when Pac got that infamous Thug Life tattoo on him and shit like that. So yeah, just to throw that shit out there. But yeah, um back to the song. We do this. Definitely very dope track. I love that fucking beat. Track number 10, Game featuring Freddie B. Um, yeah, another very dope track. Freddie B definitely went in on this fucking track, especially with that first verse. Um, only 18 but look 24. Her name was Bitch, class of 92. Skyline High, and this shit was cool. Took her to my house, moms was gone. Turned off the light, unplugged the phone. The bitch said, Fred, I heard you. Anything you want, I will do. Like he was just nasty with that fuck. I think in this track right here, like he was just as nasty as Short Dog and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, very dope track. This was produced by L.A. Dre. So just throwing that shit out there. Track number 11, Sample the Funk. Very dope track. This is maybe my second favorite track off this album. Um, One thing I got from Sample the Funk was the fact that, for one, this is like one of the best usages of that Ohio player sample, which a lot of people should know. I don't even have to say the sample. This is probably like one of the best usages of that sample. Two, it's pretty much like a braggadocio song, but at the same time, he's bigging up like funk acts, like like James Brown and Parliament and Funkadelic, Ohio players, Zap, cats that the a lot of West Coast rappers sampled and shit like that too. So, and that's the thing about Too Short. Like I've always respected about him how he always gave respect to the funk people that came out before him and shit like that when it came to funk, and ones why like a lot of rappers don't give them the money when they sample from these cats and shit like that. So that's one thing I've always loved about Too Short and shit like that. So yeah, one line I love was the fact that he says, other crews like to sample and mix, but our crew we just play that shit. Live, drums, bass, keys. Nigga don't like it, you can't get these. Stuck in the back off your throat. Fucking with a pimp named Sir Too Short. We could have sampled the loop, but we didn't. I'd rather treat you like a hoe and start pimping. When will you other brothers realize can't fuck with my crew, better feel your eyes, cause you must be blind if you can't see. And I'ma say this shit quite frankly, like, yeah, very dope. I love that fucking track right there. Like that's like I said, that's like my second favorite track off this album. Yeah, that's Sample the Funk. And the last track off this album is called Don't Fuck for Free. Yeah, this was a very interesting song and stuff like that because he's pretty much metaphorically talking. He's metaphorically talking about how, like, if one calls themselves a pimp, and they pimp themselves and shit like that, the female, just so the female, can be satisfied and shit like that, and he's still earning money. So he's basically just talking about how he don't like when pimps pimp themselves, and metaphorically, he's saying the same shit about how rappers be playing themselves and shit like that too, which is kind of how I see it, and that's why hence the title, "Don't Fuck for Free" and shit like that. Yeah, very cool track right there. Um, and that's all of the tracks of this album. Overall, very dope album if you ask me. This is like one of his most consistent albums in my opinion. Um, yeah, man, like next to Get In Where You Fit In, and yeah, next to Get In Where You Fit In, it's probably like one of my favorite albums from Too Short. Probably one of his most focused albums to date. Like, yep, the subject matter is still traditionally the same when it comes to Too Short, but like I said, it just gets better and better and better. Um, him moving to Atlanta was like it was pretty much like a very game changer for him and shit like that, cause it will prove evident when it comes to like the next album that we're gonna talk about with Too Short. Um, but yeah, man, and I think one thing I like about this album was just the live instrumentation was just so funky, um, so clean, but at the same time, Short is balancing out with his like dirty raps and shit like that. Um, yeah, man, very dope track. I just don't have a lot of good things. I mean, I have a lot of shit to say about the album, but like not too much. Um, yeah, very dope track for album from Too Short. Unfortunately, I believe this album is out of print. I believe, but it shouldn't be too expensive to find. So it should not be too expensive. I want to say I got this from Amazon. I want to say I got this from Amazon and shit. But yeah, like this is Too Short with Cocktails, 1995, and that's all the time I have left for this album and shit like that. Stay tuned for more stuff. Peace.